Welcome. Hello and thank you for joining us at the second virtual Public Information Center for the Chinguzi Road Improvements Municipal Class Environmental Assessment. Agenda. We request you to please watch the video where you can learn about the MCA process, discover about the problem and opportunities, and how we plan to address those. Learn about various options considered to achieve a preliminary preferred design option. Upon completion of the presentation, please provide your comments or feedback, if any, using the online comment form. At the end of this Public Information Center, we hope to have provided you with information about the project by sharing what was discovered through background studies and a complete overview of the design solutions considered, so that we can hear from you and any considerations you may have for the project team. What is a Municipal Class EA? A municipal class environmental assessment is a planning process for municipalities to follow so as to complete infrastructure projects in an environmentally responsible manner and in accordance with the Environmental Assessment Act. The Chinguzi Road Improvements Project is a Schedule C project under the Class EA planning and design process. The Municipal Class EA process is divided into 4 main phases. We are currently in Phase 3 of the process. Upon completion of the Phase 3, we will proceed to Phase 4 of the study, which will be the final phase of the planning process. Project timeline. A brief overview and timeline are shown for the work that has been completed so far as part of this Class EA. During Phase 1, a notice of commencement was published in a local newspaper as well as on the town's website that informed readers of the town's initiation of a Municipal Class EA. Also, during Phase 1, a problem opportunity statement was developed that is relevant for guiding the Class EA process. Then during Phase 2 of the project, team conducted background studies, developed alternative solutions, and initiated consultation with agency, stakeholders, and Indigenous nations. The PIC No. 1 was hosted on July 5, 2022 during the Phase 2, where inputs from public and agencies were incorporated to finalize the preferred alternative solution. We are currently in Phase 3 of the study, where various design options were evaluated and a preliminary preferred option is selected. The primary purpose of this PIC No. 2 is to share the details about various design options, their comparative, and the details of preliminary preferred design for the Chinguzi Road. However, the presentation will also cover briefly the details of the work completed before Phase 3, presented in the PIC No. 1 for the benefit of those who couldn't attend the PIC No. 1. Based on the input received from you, we will finalize a preferred design and then proceed to Phase 4 to complete the study and file it. Project Introduction. The project area is a corridor of Chinguzi Road that extends from Mayfield Road north for roughly 3 kilometers to Old School Road. Here, the study corridor is highlighted in yellow rectangle box. The project will support the existing and future planned growth in the area, including Mayfield West Phase 2 and Peel Region Settlement Area Boundary Expansion. Mayfield West Phase 2. Mayfield West Phase 2 is a new community being developed that will have residential and employment designated lands, as well as parks, schools, public open spaces, and recreational facilities. A new arterial road, Tim Manley Avenue, shown by the purple solid and broken line, is being constructed as part of the development, and it will connect Chinguzi Road with McLaughlin Road and Highway 10-410. The broken line segment is yet to be constructed. The Caledon Transportation Master Plan recommended Chinguzi Road widening from Mayfield Road to Tim Manley Avenue by 2031. Settlement Area Boundary Expansion. The Region of Peel official plan identifies the settlement area boundary expansion, or SABE for short, in the town of Caledon to accommodate future employment and community growth. Our study corridor, highlighted by the blue rectangle, will be servicing the SABE community areas. The transportation assessment for the SABE recommended the widening of Chinguzi Road to 4 lanes by the year 2041. The town's official plan and transportation master plan currently being updated include upgrading the classification of Chinguzi Road from a rural collector road to an urban arterial road with 36-meter wide right-of-way. Ongoing and planned network improvements. There are ongoing and planned improvements led by the Region of Peel, the City of Brampton, and the Town of Caledon adjacent to the study corridor. The design details of these projects are being considered during the EA process following an integrated planning approach. The Region of Peel is widening Mayfield Road east of Chinguzi Road to 6 lanes and to the west of Chinguzi Road to 5 lanes. Multi-use paths will be constructed on both sides of Mayfield Road. The City of Brampton is reconstructing Chinguzi Road south of Mayfield Road from 2 to 4 lanes with multi-use paths on both sides of Chinguzi Road. McLaughlin Road is being widened to 4 lanes within the Mayfield West Phase 2 boundary. The Provincial Transportation Plan for the Greater Golden Horseshoe proposes the construction of the new Highway 413. An interchange is planned at Chinguzi Road south of Old School Road. The alignment of the highway is conceptual, with the approximate location shown only for the context of our project. The next few slides discuss the work completed up to the PIC 1 and provide the background to the process how we have reached to the design options that we will be presenting today. Problem and opportunities. At the start of the Class EA process, a problem and opportunity statement is established. This statement helps focus the development of the alternative solutions. The problems and opportunities identified for this project are the following. Problem number 1. Current corridor lacks capacity to support future traffic demands and development. Opportunity. Improve capacity to keep up with anticipated traffic demands. Support future local growth. Complement other growth in the vicinity of the project limits. Problem number 2. No transit-oriented infrastructure. Opportunity. Create efficient travel routes for transit-oriented system. Problem number 3. Does not provide multimodal transportation, which limits connectivity for area residents. Opportunity. Multimodal transportation options, including pedestrian and cycling infrastructure, will support active transportation and the creation of complete communities. Problem number 4. How do we address climate change and improve quality of life? Provide green infrastructure. Implement best practices for stormwater management. Enhance landscape along proposed corridor. More trees. Problem number 5. How do we minimize overall capital and maintenance costs for the project? Opportunity. Accomplish a balanced design. Problem number 6. How can we be future ready? Opportunity. Acquire a 36-meter right-of-way corridor. Prepare a typical section that is resilient and can easily accommodate any future need. Locate above-ground and underground utilities in their ultimate location. Consult and coordinate with other neighboring municipalities to avoid throwaway cost. Needs assessment. In order to gather information on the study corridor and the existing conditions, numerous specialized studies have been completed. Transportation needs assessment, completed. Cultural environment assessment, completed. Stage 1 archaeological assessment, completed. Natural environmental investigation and assessment, completed. Fluvial geomorphic crossing assessment, completed. Geotechnical investigation, completed. Air quality assessment, completed. Stormwater management review memo, work in progress. If you would like to know more about these studies, you can watch the recording of the PIC 1 presentation, which is available on the project webpage. Existing conditions roads. Shown here are photos taken along the study corridor to provide context on the current conditions of this segment of Chinguzi Road. As you may be able to notice, the shoulders of the road are not paved. There are no sidewalks or paths for active transportation and no stops for transit. You may also notice that the pavement condition is fair to poor. Transportation needs assessment. We have mentioned briefly early in the presentation the recommendation from the Caledon Transportation Master Plan for widening Chinguzi Road. The illustration here shows the area from Mayfield Road to Tim Manley Avenue that the plan recommends widening. The traffic study conducted as part of this EA reconfirmed the Transportation Master Plan's recommendation and also determined that the widening of Chinguzi Road north of Tim Manley Avenue is required by 2041. Road rehabilitation is required on Chinguzi Road north of Mayfield Road to address the pavement deficiency. Alternative planning solutions. A key component to the Class EA process is the development of alternative solutions. The alternatives propose high-level planning solutions for consideration to address the problems and opportunities earlier identified. For this Class EA, the project team developed 6 different alternative solutions. Alternative 1, do nothing. The do nothing alternative considers no improvements and/or modifications. This alternative does not address the problem opportunity statement and is provided as a benchmark to gauge the potential impacts of the other options being considered. Alternative 2, limit development. Limit development of surrounding lands to only what has been approved or is in the approval process. This limitation would deny any future development of adjacent land along Chinguzi Road. Alternative 3, improve alternative routes. Undertake improvements including capacity addition to other corridors in a proximity of the Chinguzi Road to provide desirable alternative routes. Alternative 4, local roadway intersection improvements. Modify existing roadway and intersections locally to improve operations. Modifications may include work such as adding traffic signals and timing optimization, through and turn lanes, resurfacing, and paving roadway shoulders. Alternative 5, capacity enhancement. Increase capacity on Chinguzi Road with the addition of vehicle lanes. This alternative would require widening of the current road right-of-way. Alternative 6, integrate facilities for alternate travel modes. Improve facilities for other modes of travel, such as walking, cycling, and transit without adding vehicle lanes. Preferred solution. The evaluation of the alternative solutions against each was completed using a set of criteria to ensure that relevant potential impacts were identified. A total of 5 main criteria were selected to evaluate each alternative solution. For the purpose of this presentation, we won't walk through each cell. However, the PIC-1 materials and the evaluation matrix in PDF are available on the project website for those who want to read through. The key finding of the evaluation is that a combination of alternatives 4, 5, and 6 was found to be the preferred option. The preferred option was selected after we heard back from the public and agencies upon conclusion of the PIC No. 1 meeting during Phase 2. The preferred solution includes the following: intersection improvements such as adding turn lanes, signalization, and pedestrian and bike crossing facilities. Capacity enhancement, which can be done by widening the road. Integrate alternative travel mode, such as transit and multi-use path for cycling and walking. What we have heard so far. We have received the following comments from public, agencies, and stakeholders. We have reviewed each comment and have included these comments in our evaluation work during Phase 2 and 3. Public. Consider use of roundabout. Based on site constraints, future traffic and need for additional right-of-way, The roundabout was found not feasible at Chinguacousy Road and Tim Manley Avenue intersection. For Chinguacousy Road and Old School Road intersection, the Town of Caledon will monitor the traffic over the next few years and will review the roundabout feasibility when that respective Chinguacousy Road segment will be urbanized. To protect student safety, access to new schools will be provided from side roads and not Chinguacousy Road. Compensation for homeowner for property impact and coordination. The town will follow up with the landowners during detailed design phase to discuss property acquisition and compensation requirements. Restoration of existing features along the private property, example trees, fence, landscape, mailboxes, etc. The town will follow up with the existing landowners to discuss the restoration requirements during detailed design phase. Region of appeal. Evaluation of the planning alternatives should better reflect the AT facilities, value for vulnerable road users, and climate change. The preferred alternative includes multi-use path on both sides. Identify stormwater impacts to the regional road infrastructure, if any. Town of Caledon will coordinate the stormwater infrastructure with Region of appeal during detailed design phase. City of Brampton. Coordination with City of Brampton during detailed design phase to accommodate the required future transit services along Chinguacousy Road. Options to protect for a rapid transit corridor along Chinguacousy Road in longer term. MECP, TRCA, and CVC. Use of MECP, Areas of Interest document. A MECP, Areas of Interest guidance document, is used throughout the EA process to ensure that all areas are reviewed and considered as part of the EA work. The stormwater control and ESC requirements will be provided during the 30% and 60% design submissions. Utility companies. Coordination with utility companies for utility relocation work. The town has acknowledged this comment, and the town will coordinate with various utility companies during detailed design phase for any utility relocation work. Indigenous communities. Interest to collaborate in all stages of archaeological investigation work. Stage 1 archaeological investigation report was shared with Indigenous communities and no further comments received. Preliminary design considerations. Now we will present the details of the process we followed to develop the various design options for implementing the preferred solution. This slide presents some preliminary design considerations that include widening of Mayfield Road to north of Tim Manley Avenue segment to support Mayfield West Phase 2 and rehabilitating the remainder by 2031. The widening of the segment from north of Tim Manley Avenue to Old School Road is to be completed by 2041 alongside the implementation of the SABE developments. Climate change. As part of EA's study, we have reviewed and considered the following items which we will recommend to be explored in greater detail during design phase. This is to address or mitigate factors resulting as of climate change. Number 1, work with adjacent developments to achieve a common goal. 2, use of latest TRCA and CVC guidelines in stormwater management review. 3, use of latest TRCA and CVC hydraulic and hydrology models in stormwater management review. 4, use of latest MECP guidelines to implement green initiative where possible. 5, the study will include commitments in future to achieve a design resilience. 6, the study will include future commitments to aim for and achieve a balanced design approach. Use of best stormwater management practices. As part of EA's study, we have reviewed and considered the following items which we will recommend to be explored in greater detail during design phase. The goal is to provide measures to infiltrate and evaporate collected stormwater as much as possible. Following measures. In addition to conventional storm sewer system, can be implemented to meet the quality, quantity, and water retention requirements. Bioswale, bioretention, underground stormwater chambers, catch basin litter control, stormwater ponds, soil cell system, super pipes. The goal is to provide measures to infiltrate and evaporate collected stormwater as much as possible. Urban cross-section, option 1. During Phase 3 study, 3 design options were evaluated for the widening of Chinguacousy Road to implement an urbanized cross-section. All 3 options have 2 lanes in each direction with a proposed 36-meter right-of-way. Option 1 consists of a 3.5-meter multi-use path on both sides of the corridor. A multi-use path provides two-way travel, shared path between bikes and pedestrians. Within urban neighborhoods, a multi-use path performs better than dedicated cycling facilities by providing a safe space for cyclists with a wide range of skill levels and abilities, including children, novice adults, and the elderly. The proposed multi-use path design is also consistent with what Region of Peel and City of Brampton have proposed for the widening of Mayfield Road and Chinguacousy Road, respectively. Therefore, a multi-use path will provide a seamless continuation of active transportation facilities. The curb lane will also be used for transit buses. As part of option 1, a 5-meter center median is proposed. The proposed median will be used for adding turn lanes in future to improve access management along the project corridor. The portion of the median where future turn lanes will not be required can be used for additional plantation area. This is to improve the aesthetics of the corridor and provide additional space for stormwater management. A 3.5-meter boulevard is also proposed on both sides of the corridor for tree plantation, stormwater management, and for accommodating future transit stops, including bus shelters. All urban cross-section options will include a conventional storm sewer system for stormwater management. Urban cross-section option 2. Option 2 is similar to option 1 with the exception of a separate sidewalk and bike track facilities. Separate facilities are a desired option for an urban or downtown area. However, are most suitable for a more frequent and intense use bike network. Therefore, it has been found that children, novice adults, and elderly don't feel comfortable using the dedicated bike tracks. Also, a separate facility will not provide a consistent and seamless transition of pedestrian and bike traffic at Mayfield Road intersection because the design of Mayfield Road and Chinguacousy Road south of Mayfield Road includes a multi-use path on both sides of the roads. Similar to option 1, a 5-meter center median is proposed, including a 3.5-meter boulevard on both sides of the project corridor. There is not enough space available between the bike track and roadway for providing bus pad and shelter. The bikes on bike track will have conflict with passenger operations, which will have to be managed through traffic control measures, not a desirable configuration. Urban cross-section, option 3. Option 3 is similar to option 1, but without a center median. The option lacks access management flexibility because the vehicle waiting to turn left will impede the flow of through traffic, thus compromising the safety and affecting the capacity. Option 3 includes a wider boulevard on both sides of the corridor for landscaping. The 5-meter boulevard provides more room for stormwater management, transit stops, and shelters. Evaluation summary. All 3 options were evaluated using 5 main evaluation criteria. The 5 main evaluation criteria are technical requirements, natural environment, cultural environment, social environment, and economic environment. Based on the evaluation results, it was determined that option 1 is the preliminary preferred design option because of its ability to better integrate with the Mayfield Road and Chinguacousy Road design south of Mayfield Road, better and safer access management due to the center median, a multi-use path providing a safer space for bikers with a range of skills and abilities, and finally, the transit stops operations free of interference from the bikers on multi-use paths. A detailed evaluation matrix is available on the project's webpage for review and comments. Rehabilitation cross-section, option A. As discussed earlier, the widening up to the north of Tim Manley will be required by 2031 and beyond that to Old School Road by 2041. Therefore, the segment beyond north of Tim Manley will need to be rehabilitated until the ultimate widening. Two design options were evaluated for the rehabilitation segment. Option A is consistent with the existing corridor design. Option A does not provide any improvements along the corridor for active transportation. The drainage is maintained through the existing ditches along the corridor. Since this segment is not warranted for improvements until 2041, road resurfacing including some drainage improvements will be considered. Rehabilitation cross-section, option B. The option B includes a revised cross-section. The revised cross-section is recommended in the town's 2019 Development Charge Background Study for any rural road improvement works. This option includes a minor road widening to include a 1.5 meter paved shoulders. The proposed shoulders can be used by bikes and pedestrians and can also provide room for emergency stopping if required. The drainage will be conveyed through an improved ditch system. The road will be reconstructed to include the required widening and to correct any road cross-fail issue along the corridor. Evaluation summary, rehabilitation. The two options for the rehabilitation cross-section were evaluated using the same 5 main evaluation criteria used for the urban cross-section. Based on the evaluation results, it was determined that option B has scored more points, which is reflected in the detailed evaluation matrix, and accordingly was selected as a preferred preliminary option for the rehabilitation segment. A detailed evaluation matrix is available on the project's webpage for review and comments. Functional design. The preliminary functional design drawings are available online for review and comments. There are a total of 11 drawing sheets that cover the full corridor from Mayfield Road to Old School Road intersection. The functional design is prepared based on the selected preliminary preferred cross-sections, namely the option 1 for the segment up to the north of Tim Manley Avenue and the option B for the remaining segment to be rehabilitated until the widening is implemented by 2041. How to read the preliminary functional design drawings. There are total 11 drawing sheets. The drawing sheets are arranged from the southern end of the project limits to the northern end, from Mayfield Road to Old School Road. A legend is included on the right-hand side on all sheets, indicating the color and line type used for various design elements. The top section of the drawing will show the bird's eye view of the corridor with the existing aerial image in the background. The bottom section of the drawing will show the existing and preliminary design profile of the corridor. Commitments during detailed design. The following commitments will be included to be reviewed in great detail and to be implemented during design phase. Town of Caledon to coordinate with landowners during detailed design. Mitigate impacts to existing built heritage features. Restore existing features if impacted by road widening works. Work with adjacent developers to avoid throwaway cost. Continue to engage Indigenous communities. Work with neighboring municipalities to provide a consistent corridor and implement new services such as transit along the corridor. Provide new utility services to existing landowners along the corridor when available. And complete Stage 2 archaeological assessment. Next steps. The project team would like to hear from you. As part of the Public Information Center for Phase 3, please share your comments or questions on the project information presented. There is a designated comment period, so please be sure to provide your input before November 30th, 2022. An online comment form can be found on the town's website. After the comment period, the project team will review all of the input received and a preferred design solution will be confirmed. The project will then enter Phase 4 of the Class EA process. Phase 4 of the Schedule C Class EA process is the publishing of an environmental study report. This report will summarize the entire Class EA process and will be open to 30 days review by the public for comments. This concludes the presentation for Public Information Center number 2 for the Chinguacousy Road Improvements Class EA. Thank you for watching and for your participation. If you would like to speak with the project team directly, they can be contacted as shown. As a reminder, there's an online comment form that is easy to access on the town's webpage for this project, and that the comment period does close on November 30th, 2022. We look forward to hearing from you, and thank you again for your interest in this project.